Welcome to the first meeting of the Cutting Edge Issues in Development Thinking and Practice for 2023-24. We have quite a stunning lineup for the series. I have great pleasure to welcome back to the school Professor Dr. Dirk Jan Koch,
Professor Ha-Chung Chang, Dr. Rochelle Burgess, Philippa Madavosky,
Dr. Julia Yurshenko, Dr. Anna Medveda, Professor David Luke, Sir Mark Lowcock, Pallavi Roy, Jonathan DeJong,
Stephanie Taylor,
Professor Anna Karine Pereja, Melanie Cruz, Dr. Jeff Goodwin,
Yunan Chan, Dr. Weiwei Chan, Dr. Kiyu Jin,
Dr. Rafif Ziad, Dr. Mai Taha.
I really love my Master in Development Studies.
Thank you so much. It was such a warm welcome and really nice to come home, as it were.
So what does it look like? Now, this is where we actually go and work on our framework and work with our framework. So this was one of the very interesting projects that we did.
Really couldn't be a more timely moment to do this with this election of the right populist Javier Milei in Argentina.
So discussing Chinese financing and investment abroad is particularly timely this year as the Belt and Road Initiative celebrates its 10-year anniversary.
This is a useful book and you should, I think, all read it. And there's lots of arrogance in the aid industry and it needs correcting and challenging, and this certainly does that. But I have some worries about the book too.
Write a book that could draw people into economics in a natural way. So here, every chapter starts with, well, it's titled after the food ingredient, the chocolate, chili, acorn,
garlic.
You didn't know, garlic. You didn't know that you could eat acorn, but we eat a lot of acorn in Korea.
David.
Can I tell you a little anecdote about, just to illustrate a point you just made. When I was in charge of humanitarian affairs at the UN, I used sometimes to go to Moscow and talk to lots of people, and I went a couple of times to the Russian Ministry for Emergencies.
So there is a lot of gender data out there in global value chains, but it wasn't being monitored, and a lot of the decisions that were being made with no consideration what the gender impacts were.
It's helpful for thinking about how this moves across disciplines. I was sort of thinking, as I was listening to you talk, about within economics and within agricultural science.
And as students of development, I want you to consider this and to think through this beyond just this immediate moment, to try and understand what is really happening and what we can really do if we do want peace and justice. This series, for example, encourages us to explore cutting-edge issues in development thinking and practice. And in times that are marked by seemingly perpetual lurch from one crisis to the next, where all we hear about is climate crisis, COVID-19, inequality, and poverty, there is really an urgency to think about what is development, why are you studying it, why does it matter? We need to be probing and challenging ourselves to think outside what has become development practice and discourse.
Aren't we lucky? Aren't you lucky? You have two generations of experience working, grappling with these problems of development. What a good way to start off our conversation. And, welcome to the LSE. This is how it works.